This has been a very difficult 2 weeks. The political assassination of Charlie Kirk has sparked much anger, upset, blame, and grief. And if there's anything that we can and should take away from this tragedy, it is this urgent need to come together. Now, the media is on top of the list of those who are accused of being one-sided. And, people ask me all the time, why don't you have more Republicans on air? I want to be clear. I would love to. But it is challenging at this moment in time. Some are willing to be nuanced, and when it calls for it, critical of President Trump. And for that, they get pummeled by the hard right. Others, come on, and they are talking to an audience of one, performing for one purpose, to please Donald Trump with one goal, to own the libs. That's not constructive. The result we end up with is people in their own camps scrolling through social media, soaking in whatever rage the algorithm wants to heat up tonight. Why? Because the most extreme moments get supercharged and amplified. Or as we've come to say, they go viral. But perhaps the wake up we need is to realize that going viral is making us sick, and none of it makes us better or smarter. People doing their jobs, simply looking out for one another, does not go viral. But I sure wish it would, because those people, they are the norm, not the exception. And they are what makes humankind exceptional. Maybe what we need right now is to be engaged and informed, because we actually have an opportunity right at this moment to come together. There's been a ton of attention paid over these last 2 weeks about Christianity, but little to a core tenet, which is forgiveness. We have a colleague here who lost his role after speaking during uncertain moments of a breaking news story. He later apologized. Jimmy Kimmel was temporarily suspended amid criticism of his comments about Charlie Kirk's murder. It is no surprise that things get heated or even out of bounds after something as extreme as a public assassination. What is new is a government that is using its regulatory power to, in their own words, achieve their goals the easy way or the hard way. A sentiment commonly heard in mob movies. When our government pushes countries and companies to follow a designated path or face a crippling wrath, free markets and honest negotiating gets warped. Businesses are forced to make hard decisions and sacrifices in order to stay alive. I do not envy any of those decision makers. But these things can all be true. The First Amendment protects our right to free speech in America. Private companies can also set their standards for conduct. Regulators follow a framework of rules that the government believes are designated, designed even, to make life fair and just. But above all of these, decency, compassion, and forgiveness can and should reign supreme. A person losing their life because of their political views, from Minnesota to Utah, should do one thing: bring us together to do better.